Have you ever thought that sharing your bed with your dog is just a cute habit? Think again. Every night, as soon as you pull up the covers, your dog quietly curls up next to you, its breathing aligning with yours. But behind that peaceful moment lies a miracle few people notice. Researchers at University of Pennsylvania found that simply sleeping alongside your dog triggers changes in your body from heart rhythm and emotions to the happy hormones. It's not just that you feel safer, your dog also syncs its breathing to watch over the person it loves most. Why can an action that seems so small touch your heart and even affect your health? Stay with us because in just a few minutes, you'll understand why when your dog lies down next to you at night, it's not just seeking warmth, it's speaking the deepest language. I trust you with my life. Section 1. Bonding and Oxytocin. The hidden language of trust. When night falls and you gently pull up the covers, your dog softly curls up beside you, its breathing slowing, steadying, aligning with yours. You might think it's just a sweet coincidence, but in fact, the two of you are having a silent conversation, a language of trust. Researchers call this phenomenon breath synchrony, an invisible form of communication between deeply bonded beings. In the wild, wolves sleep tucked together to stay warm and guard one another, and dogs, their descendants, still carry that instinct. When your dog chooses to sleep beside you, it's not just looking for a warmer spot, it's a primal act of trust. I feel safe with you. In that moment, something extraordinary happens. Both you and your dog produce oxytocin, the hormone often called the love and bonding hormone. The same hormone that appears when a mother hugs her baby, when two lovers hold hands, when you smile at someone sincerely. Oxytocin slows the heart rate, lowers stress, and creates a deep sense of connection. So when your dog lies close, not only do you sleep better, you're biologically linking to each other like two heartbeats telling the same story. And maybe you didn't realize this, for your dog being allowed to lie next to you isn't just a joy, it's a privilege. It doesn't speak, but every breath, every snuggle says, I trust you with my life. So if you've ever pushed your dog off the bed just because of shedding or messy blankets, remember, for them, it wasn't just a sleeping spot, it was where they could love and be loved completely. What about you? Does your dog like to snuggle in close when you sleep? Or do they lie calmly at the foot of the bed? Either way has meaning. But one thing is sure, when your dog chooses to sleep beside you, it's placing in you the purest trust it can. And you'll see that doesn't just warm the heart, it strangely affects your own sleep and well-being. Because sometimes true peace doesn't come from silence, but from a gentle breath beside you. Section 2. Better sleep and the breath rhythm. Effect. If you've ever noticed you sleep better when your dog is lying next to you, it's not just a feeling, it's backed by science. In a study at the University of Pennsylvania, more than 40% of participants reported deeper, less disturbed sleep when their dog was in the bed or bedroom. The reason? A beautiful phenomenon called the breath rhythm effect. When your dog falls asleep, its breathing becomes slow and steady, creating a natural lullaby for you. Your body unconsciously adjusts your heart and breathing rhythms to match, helping your muscles release tension, lowering heart rate, and easing your brain into a deeper state of rest. That's why some folks with insomnia suddenly found peaceful sleep simply by sleeping next to their dog. One woman in the study said, "After years of tossing and turning, I only sleep soundly when my Labrador presses against my chest. I can hear its breathing and my heart slows down." Experts label that the safety physiology, the presence of a close creature, signals the brain to release serotonin and melatonin, two chemicals crucial for deep sleep. Interestingly, even though dogs are naturally more active at dawn and dusk when they live with you, they adapt their sleep rhythms to yours. Not via training but by instinct, they choose to adjust so they can bed down next to you longer. A small act but a profound demonstration of loyalty. And while you sleep, your dog isn't completely out like you might think. Throughout the night, it shifts positions, quietly monitors you. If you move, it stirs, then lies still. Not because it's disturbed, but because its protective instinct is awake. In your sleep, it's still on guard, matching breath with you like a faithful sentinel. That's why many people feel an unusual comfort sleeping with their dog, because deep down their body knows they're not alone. Next time you wake groggily at night, take a moment to notice a little breath beside you, steady, warm, patient, like a lullaby made of trust. Because sometimes all you need for real rest isn't medication, not even music or a nightlight, it's the soft, synchronized breath of a being that loves you without condition. Section 3. Emotional calm and anxiety relief. Have you ever noticed how on nights when your mind is heavy, just the gentle nudge of your dog's paw can make everything feel calmer? That's not imagination. When your anxiety rises, your heart and breath scramble and your brain floods cortisol, the stress hormone. But a light contact, the warmth of a dog lying close, can trigger a different response. Serotonin and dopamine are released, calming nerves, slowing the heart, bringing your mind back to peace. In many U.S. hospitals and psychological rehab centers, doctors use a sleep with dog therapy for patients with depression or anxiety disorders. They've found that just having a dog share the room with you cuts the number of nighttime awakenings nearly in half. Soldiers with PTSD reported fewer nightmares after their dog lay next to the bed. One veteran said, "I used to dream I was back in the war zone. Now when the nightmare starts, I feel a warm breath at the foot of the bed. And I know I'm safe." Dogs are impressively attuned to human emotions. If you're sad, they don't need words, just your scent and your breathing pattern. Instead of backing away, they snuggle closer, put their head on your hand as if to say, "It's okay, I'm here." In those moments, no speech is needed, just two beings breathing together, reclaiming calm. Psychologist Stanley Korn once said, "Dogs cannot heal your mind with words, but they do it with their presence." And indeed, some fears need no words, just the presence of a creature whose loyalty is silent and complete. So if you ever have a night when your heart is racing and your mind won't shut off, let your dog sleep nearby. Let it use its breath to soothe the worry in your heart. Don't push it away because you're worried about fur or messy covers, because maybe right in that moment it's helping you hold on to your sleep, your peace, and a gentler heart. Because not all anxieties are cured with pills. Sometimes what you need is the head of a dog lying beside you, breathing softly. And sometimes the most important thing in the night isn't silence, but the steady breath of a faithful friend keeping watch. Section 4. Healing and Heart Health. When love becomes medicine. A man once shared that after knee surgery, he'd wake up at night in pain. Then his golden retriever began lying next to his incision, breathing gently, resting its head on his leg. And strangely, the pain eased. He said, "I don't know why, but when it's there, I don't need pain meds anymore." Today's science explains why. When a human touches a dog, even just a hand on its back, the brain releases endorphins, the body's natural pain relief hormone. Heart rate drops, blood pressure lowers, the body enters healing mode. Many cardiologists call dogs the unprescribed medicine, a remedy of unconditional love. A decade-long study in the Journal of Cardiology found people who own dogs have up to 30% lower risk of death from heart disease than those who don't. The reasons: love, daily movement, and those tranquil nights when two bodies lie side by side all help stabilize blood pressure, reduce cholesterol, and protect the heart. Even just listening to your dog's breathing can trigger serotonin in your brain, helping mood balance. And in that state, your body recovers faster from injury or surgery. Some people say jokingly, dogs aren't doctors, but they're the most dedicated nurses ever. Because they never ask where your pain is, they just lay by you breathing softly, seemingly knowing that sometimes silence is the best medicine. A dog's love isn't in words, it's in presence. Not in prescriptions, but in peace. And that peace genuinely soothes the heart in both literal and metaphorical ways. Many doctors at the Mayo Clinic reported that as little as 10 minutes of petting a dog each day can reduce heart rate and blood pressure significantly. Maybe that's why dog lovers tend to live longer, because they don't just share a house with a pet, they live with a daily dose of love medicine. Dogs don't cure you with medicine, they heal you with presence. And sometimes that alone is enough to keep your heart strong and your soul calm. Section 5. Immune system and allergies. When a dog strengthens your body. It might sound counterintuitive, but having your dog sleep with you every night could help your body become stronger and even reduce your future allergy risk. For years, people thought dogs were allergy triggers, fur dust bacteria. But researchers at University of Alberta in Canada found something quite the opposite. Children who grew up in homes with dogs, especially those allowed to cuddle, breathe near, and sleep next to the dog from an early age, had immune systems up to 40% stronger than kids without this exposure. Why? It's simple and fascinating. Dogs don't just bring love, they bring microbial worlds into your home. Their fur, paws, and noses carry millions of bacteria and beneficial microbes we don't naturally create. By sleeping close, your body is exposed to these microbes and gradually learns to distinguish harmless visitors from real threats. That quiet night school for your immune system reduces overreaction and lowers risks of allergies, asthma, and autoimmune conditions. A doctor of immunology once compared it to an overnight class for the immune system. While you and your dog rest, your body quietly adapts to become stronger, more resilient, more balanced without noise, without medicine, just with breathing and closeness. Even adults with mild allergies have reported improvement after months of sleeping with their dog. Not because they got used to dirt, but because their immune systems were quietly trained to be less reactive. Like working out for your body, gentle and regular exposure to healthy microbes strengthens your immune system. And unintentionally, your dog becomes your best trainer. Imagine while you sleep, your body is quietly learning, adapting, and becoming healthier just because of the breath and presence of a loyal little creature. It sounds strange, doesn't it? A cuddle, a shared bed could change how your immune system operates. So if someone says sleeping with your dog is not hygienic, just smile and remember, sometimes the imperfect act contains a priceless gift for your health. Because maybe, just maybe, love and a bit of dog fur is the secret to a stronger, happier body. Section 6. Why some dogs don't sleep with you. When distance means love. Have you ever asked yourself why your dog won't sleep with you, even when you'd love it to? Don't be sad, and more importantly, don't think it means the dog doesn't love you. Sometimes the distance is another kind of love, quiet and noble. In the wild wolves, dogs' ancestors have clear pack hierarchies. The leader usually sleeps in a higher, more open position. Others lie around to guard. That instinct hasn't disappeared. So if your dog lies on the floor by the door or at the edge of the room, chances are it's doing exactly that, guarding your sleep. It's making sure that if anything out of the ordinary happens, it will hear it first. Older dogs might choose the floor not because they're rejecting you, but because their bodies no longer easily jump onto the bed. Knees ache back stiff, but their eyes still track you. They lie nearby, close enough to watch, but not causing you to wake with their movements. That's a silent sacrifice without words. Some dogs simply prefer their own type of sleeping spot: cool floor, firm surface, open space. Dogs, like people, have personalities and preferences. That doesn't make their love any less, it just makes it more mature. If you'd like your dog closer, start with respect. Don't push them. Let them choose their spot. And when they voluntarily come near, smile and whisper thanks. Sometimes all they need is one tail wag and a glance before falling asleep to say, "I'm here. I'm watching over you." Because love isn't always about being next to each other. For dogs, sometimes love is giving you some space so they can protect you without waking you. So if tonight your dog lies at the foot of the bed, by the door, or on the floor, don't be sad, just know it still loves you in its own loyal way. Section 7. How to safely invite your dog into your bed. Building a nighttime bond. If you want your dog to sleep beside you, start with preparation and respect. Because for your dog, the bed is not just a resting spot, it's the space of trust. First, ensure hygiene. Make sure your dog is clean, that fleas, ticks are checked, and vaccination up to date. Wash your sheets and pillowcases regularly and provide a blanket of their own. This not only keeps your bed tidy, but gives them their own safe zone in your space. Second, build a bedtime routine. Play with your dog for about 15 to 20 minutes before you go to sleep so they burn off excess energy and can relax when it's time. A tired dog is a good sleeping partner. When they hop into bed, use a soft voice, give a couple of gentle pats, or even a small treat to convey, "Yes, this is your spot." Watch their reactions. If they choose a spot further away, respect that. If they lie close, let them. The goal is not forcing closeness, but building trust, so both you and your dog feel secure sharing the space. A tip from veterinarians. If you'd like them closer but not on the bed, place a soft mat or pillow right next to your bed. Over a few nights, they'll likely move there on their own just to be near you. And on cooler nights, you might place a low heat pad under their blanket. That gentle warmth helps them feel loved, protected, and gradually see your bed as their home too. But the most important rule, never forget your dog has the choice. When you allow them the freedom to decide whether to stay or not, you send the message that you respect their feelings, and that respect is the deepest bond of all. Because sometimes, to make your dog love you more, you don't need training. You don't need toys, you just need to let them feel safe with you in every breath of the night. When darkness settles and your room is quiet, it's just your breath, and the breath of a loyal friend curled beside you. No words, no eyes, just two hearts, merging quietly through scent and warmth. You see it. That is the language of silent love. Science can explain why sleeping with a dog helps reduce stress, lower blood pressure, or improve sleep. But one thing no study can measure: the peace you feel when you know in this big world, there's a little being who trusts you with its life. Every breath they take beside you says, "I'm here. I trust you. And I love you in the purest way I know." Not all dog owners experience this because their dog's love is not for everyone, but only for those who are kind, patient, and warm enough to become their safe place. So next time your dog inches closer in bed, don't push them away. Let that warmth remind you. Sometimes true love is not loud, it's a breath beside you, steady, warm, and faithful. And you know what? Where your dog sleeps each night, left right at the foot of the bed, says more about your bond than you might think. In our next video, we'll explore where your dog sleeps and what it says about your bond. Trust me, you'll be surprised. Now tell me, where does your dog sleep each night? Beside you, at the foot of the bed, or by the door? I'd love to hear your story, because everyone is a definition of love. If this video made you smile or changed how you look at your dog, stay tuned, because there are more wonders waiting ahead for you and your four-legged friend.